Okay, hello, my beautiful pile number twos. How are you guys doing? So, with your pile, as soon as I tapped into your energy, you guys feel like you have been through a lot of either lessons or a lot of distractions in your life. Okay, I do feel that your head could be sometimes up in the clouds, and it's like, ooh, shiny thing, you kind of get distracted by life's hustle and bustle. Um, and there was a need for you to ground yourself back into the physical realms because you do get distracted. Now we're going to see what it is that people find um, admiring about you, but also how you've changed. So we're going to see how people see your change. We have sextile with opportunity. Okay. So it says collaborates, assists, explains, provides opportunity, creates possibilities for, opens doors, promises, brings insight to, communicates, welcomes, and develops. So you guys could have been developing some sort of skill, some sort of imagination or creativity skill. Also, I am looking at this color here, and it is the color of this aquamarine. So I do feel that your imagination is going to bring about opportunities for growth, for some sort of opening door. Some sort of door is opening up for you because of the changes that you've made. You have regained some sort of balance. Okay? So we have opposition with balance. I'm just going to see if I can fix this here. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. One moment. So yeah, you may have had to do a lot of readjusting, right? A lot of distractions. There was a lot of readjusting, a lot of challenges. Okay, we have square at the bottom. It's also funny that we have no actual houses or planets. We just have the place. What do they call those placements? So like an opposition, sextile, and square. So like it's the placements. So there's something to do with placement. It's like your placement in life. There has been a lot of distractions, a lot of discord, a lot of fantasy, a lot of displacement, I want to say. It's almost like you were always put in the wrong place at the right time, if that's making sense. It's like everywhere you went, you've had to overcome some sort of challenge. You've had to confront some sort of fear. You've had to confront some sort of way. Here we go, we got Mercury. You've had to confront some sort of communication style. It says here words, thoughts, analysis, information, learning, awareness, vision, perception, narrative, muse, and wonder. Yeah, it's like you had to, your opportunities that were around you or the circumstances that you've had to go about and grow up in have given you some sort of opportunity for a growth, or some sort of door has been opened for you because of the challenges that you've had to go through. And now you have this way that you can interact with people on an intimate level, and the way that you can communicate with people because of the challenges and the distractions that you have been through. You are able to communicate with people on a deeper level. So these challenges have created these distractions, these wrong place at the right time type thing. We've got perception, also Mercury. It's created some sort of unique perspective that you can share with the world. All your challenges, all your distractions have caused this uniqueness within you. So people from your past, they could be viewing you as someone who didn't get very, like you didn't get out very often. Maybe you were a hermit, maybe you were really recluse, maybe, you didn't really talk, or you're kind of mute, you kind of kept to yourself, or maybe you were a little bit naive. You haven't been through much life experience, of course, when we were younger, but it's almost like you got thrown into the distraction of life or into the hustle and bustle, and then you've gained this unique perspective, this unique way of communicating with others that can relate to them on a deeper, most intimate level. It's like you can mirror people's most intimate, private thoughts or their desires. And it's because of these unique life experiences that you've been put through and all these unique distractions that you've been put through that you can relate to people on such an intimate level, if that's making sense. I hope that's making sense to you. Yeah, so we're going to get some more. So how has pile number 2 changed, and how are people seeing them? Let's just see here. We've got trust. Yeah, I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Yeah, people trust you. People trust you, and they trust your perception. They trust... See, we've got relationships at the bottom. Yeah. It's the way you develop your relationships. It's like people can trust... They almost want to come to you for some sort of advice. You guys could be my therapists, counselors, or, just give out intuitive guidance. But your challenges, your unique distractions that you went through in life, and your unique challenges have given you this otherworldly perspective on things. And you can mirror back and confront other people's shadow because you've been through similar things in your life. You've been through distractions, tests, and challenges that most people have not been through. So when people do go through these types of challenges or these types of murky, clouded waters, they can come to you for advice because you've been through almost every challenge that there is, that there can be. And people trust your insight. I'm attracted to those people who serve my highest good. It's like people understand that the advice that you have to give, it's for their highest good. It can help them unlock a new level to themselves. It's like you bring balance to people's light and their dark. You show people the opportunities that their darkness has in order to help them grow. It's like you can see the silver lining of every situation. And people trust your guidance. People trust what you have to offer. We have health here. So it says here, I will honor the physical vessel that enriches my soul. So people with mental health, emotional health, or physical health, they come to you because you have this different perspective and different way of looking at it. You look at it as more of a holistic approach, I'm hearing. You look at it as more energetic imbalance, a light to dark ratio. You give this unique way. Also, you can communicate how to change or how to better yourself in the most unique way to that specific person. It's almost like you are communicating directly to their soul, and they can understand it at this subconscious level and really take that information in. And each person that you ever talk to, it's always been different. You can always communicate something different to them. So how to improve a certain person's health will be different than how someone else would come to you and how it would improve their health. You have a unique perspective and a unique way of knowing what works for people and what won't work for people because you can see deeper into them. You can see deeper into their soul, into their subconscious. And you have this beautiful way of communicating this with them. And they trust your guidance. Then we have surrender. I release the need to control. Yeah, it's like you teach people how to surrender to life, how to surrender to the alchemy, how to surrender to what is and how to accept what is in this present moment and how to go on from there, but not dwell on what is, if that's making sense. People come to you for emotional healing as well. It's almost like you just have the right words to say all the time. We also have like synergies here too. Synergy, balance, light and dark. It's like perfect. You help people integrate their shadows. I think that's what it is. You help people integrate their darkness. And as I look at the bottom of the deck, we have death. So I'm learning that endings are merely new beginnings. Yeah, you help people integrate their shadows. Things that people normally wouldn't want to acknowledge. You help them acknowledge that and integrate that, but you communicate it in a way that, and then we have discipline. You communicate it in a way that people can understand. It says, I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Yeah. You give people hope and they trust your guidance. So, pile number 2. Let's see what we got. So, also, I do. Yeah, you've been through all these life experiences yourself. This is how you can communicate them with effort, like without effort. People look at you and they just see, like, wow, you make it look so easy. You make it look like you've just got control of everything, but really, it's just because you've surrendered control. Yeah, and then we've got collaboration of souls. People want to collaborate with you. They trust you. They want to work with you. They want you to collaborate with them, to help them, to help heal them, to help integrate them. You guys would be like my shadow workers as well, integration coaches. People may have the intention of healing, but you you move them into believing that they can heal. It's like you are this perfect example of a diamond, like how a diamond needs pressure to be created, right? You were created under pressure, and people want to know how you did it. You made it look so easy, and then you explain to people how you did it, but you can explain it in a way that they can understand it themselves and integrate that information themselves and use that information themselves. And people from the past may be also coming up to you and asking you, hey man, like, I remember all this tough stuff that you went through. Like, how did you end up doing this? And people want to collaborate with you because they trust you. Then we've got cozy up with risk. And then we've got celebrate your wins. This is all about celebrating what you have accomplished. Even if your wins or your losses outweigh your wins, you are choosing to focus on what you're winning at. This is all about not dwelling on perhaps what's going wrong, but focusing on what's going right and taking a risk when necessary. People look at you and they see somebody who is able to take a risk, no problem. You make it look easy. You make risks look like opportunities, right? And people love the way that you make risks look like opportunities. That you look at the good things in the risk. You don't dwell on the bad things. And people, they're really awe-inspired by this. They want to know how you did it. You took a risk on yourself. You create opportunities with you. Like I said, you make opportunities look like, or you make risks look like opportunities, right? Especially with this opportunity card. Provides opportunity, creates possibilities, opens doors. You open doors for people. And you communicate this with them. You're like, hey, that risk is actually an opportunity. It's actually an open door for you to walk through. Don't look at your losses or what's been lost before or your failures or all the distractions that come in life, but rather look at your wins. Look what you can gain and then go from there. And that's exactly what you provide people. You provide people with that certain type of perception, that certain type of outlook. You provide people with a different perspective because you've been through all these challenges before. You provide people with the love that's necessary. You teach people what self-love is all about and how to honor yourself and honor your physical vessel. You provide people with clarity. We have two aces here. So you are like the epitome of creating opportunity for people. You open doors for people. You show people, hey, this isn't actually an opportunity, a door that you can walk through. Learn how to cozy up with risk, celebrate what you're good at, and go through that door. Nothing can stop you. And here I'm living proof that nothing can actually stop me. No distraction, no challenge, nothing. I can accomplish and conquer anything, and you show people and you explain to people how they can do the same, and you literally open doors for people. You open doors for new love, you open doors of clarity. You help people reflect on perhaps what they're investing their time into. Is it for their own good? Is it beneficial? Is it detrimental to their health? You make people reflect on their own life, like, hey, man, maybe I can. You make people contemplate. Maybe I can do this. Maybe I can start something new. Maybe I can do this. If I start looking at the things that I'm good at, and then we've got the Queen of Wands. If I start becoming more confident in these opportunities or these risks, then I can create opportunity for myself. I can create new avenues of being. I can create a better world for myself. I can integrate my shadows and what I perceive to be my darkness. Here we got the black cat as well. So I can function perfectly fine with both the shadow and the light. There must be balance. You teach people how there must be balance and not to disown or suppress their shadow, but rather integrate it and think, okay, well, how can my shadow work with me? How can my shadow open up new doors for myself? How can I use my shadow to my advantage? How can I use my light to my advantage? How can I balance these out so that they can work in harmony? My masculine and my feminine energy, how can I make these coexist with each other so that I can open up new doors of opportunity for myself? And you show people how they can do this, how they can integrate themselves, how they can create with their shadow and with their light, confidence, beauty. You inspire people because you've done this. You've integrated yourself. People look up to you. People look up to you. I do feel that you've come from darkness, right? You've come from poverty. You've come from a lack mindset. You've come from having nothing to having everything. People, like I said, they look up to you. Taurus energy. They look up to you as a leader, as someone who can help them, as someone who can create new pathways, new opportunities. Like you have this Midas touch where you can create nothing from something, or something from nothing, rather. And people are so awe-inspired. So you got a lot of people looking up to you, wanting to collab with you. They trust you, and they see it because you've opened doors for yourself, especially with these two aces here. And you help, like, you communicate this in some sort of way. You could have a platform where you do this for others. You help people illuminate their fears. You help people get out of this fear and anxiety and lack mindset, and how to get back into their confidence, into their sunshine, into their happiness. You teach people how to make their fears work for them, if that makes sense. Celebrate your wins. It's like you help people see their fear in a different light, give it a different meaning. You give people's fear a different perspective. And you teach people how to work through that fear, do things regardless of how you're feeling, right? Cozy up with risk. You show people how to use their strength. And create opportunities. You show people how to seek out opportunities that normally they wouldn't even see, or that normally people wouldn't even notice that were there. And this is how you help change people's worlds. This is how you've changed. And this is how you help change other people. This is how people see you. They see you as a change maker, as someone who can accomplish anything, as someone who sees opportunity where other people just see barren land or darkness. You see an opportunity within the darkness. And here we go, nourish the sacred feminine. What was I talking about? Darkness, the moon. You teach people how to see opportunities when it doesn't even look like there's any opportunity there. That's intense. Okay, number two, if that resonated with you, please comment down below. I would love to know your thoughts. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you at the next one. Bye for now. Okay, my beautiful pile number threes. If you have selected pyrite, then this will be your reading. Immediately when I tapped into your energy, I heard it's like gold dust. I think that's Gold Dust by Flux Pavilion. Something about airways. Can't get enough of my style. It's like gold dust. So we're going to see how have you changed. And how are people viewing you now, okay? So we've got roots, family, home, background, comfort, cooking, inner world, rejuvenation, habits, and shell. Yeah, it's like you have completely changed and broken some sort of ancestral pattern. You've revolutionized how you do things. You broke tradition. And as I split the deck, here is Chiron. Breaking generational curses, just like I said, generational trauma, healing powers, growth, amends, release. It's like gold dust. Cleaning up my airways. I'm pretty sure that's not how the song goes, but I do feel that you have changed by breaking generational patterns, by doing things different, by changing tradition. You no longer follow family traditions, family patterns. You're like the black sheep of the family. And people look at you like a generational curse breaker because maybe you're the first person in your family to start a business or to pursue a creative endeavor. Maybe you're the first one in the family to move to a different city or just do things differently. And people are recognizing this within you. We have Cancerian energy. And then we've got the sun being, yeah, you've changed your inner world. Perhaps you grew up in a family who was very hard on themselves, had no lack of self-worth, or they were put in relationships with other people who were abusive, traumatic, and people are looking at you as different. You have an immense amount of self-respect. You have an immense amount of self-control, whereas perhaps people in your family lacked this, and they're looking at you as someone who completely did it differently and has broken some sort of karmic cycle. It says here, essence, energy, self-awareness. Yeah, you have a lot of self-awareness, spirit, creativity. What did I say about creativity? There's something about creativity. You have perhaps are going like you've maybe pursued some sort of creative passion that maybe your family they didn't have the courage to do. Yeah, you've reinvented yourself. You've learned some sort of soul lesson when it comes to partnerships. Maybe this has to do with your relationships. Like I said, Your parents could have been, divorced or gone through some sort of abusive relationship, maybe addictions, maybe your family, or there's a bunch of addictions that are in the family, and you've decided to break that curse, break that. Maybe you have gotten over some sort of addictions yourself. You have more self-awareness now. You have reinvented yourself. You have broken patterns, broken energetic cords, broken cycles. So we're going to see what kind of cycles. We have service. I feel good when I can help others. And then we have pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. Exactly. You have a lot of self-awareness, self-love, self-respect. Whereas maybe in the past or in your family line, self-worth was something that wasn't, you didn't come by that very often. You know what I mean? There's lots of yellow here, lots of confidence, lots of solar plexus, lots of shine, individuality, ego. We have ego and we have pride here. So maybe you've broken a pattern when it comes to being someone who just takes. Like perhaps you've broken some sort of generational pattern where in your family people were very, very selfish. All they cared was for themselves. They were very egocentral. They just, or egocentric. They didn't care about anybody else around them. They were very prideful. They didn't care. Narcissistic type behavior. Perhaps you grew up in a narcissistic type of home and you broke the generational curse or the generational pattern by having empathy and that self-awareness that, hey, my actions actually do hurt other people, and now you're of service to people, and you don't let your pride or your ego get in the way. Perhaps maybe, I'm not saying everybody in your family was bad. I'm just saying like narcissistic tendencies. People in your family may have had narcissistic tendencies where they look down upon others who perhaps didn't have enough, money, or they were in the same social status or social class, right? We do have fool's gold here. Not all that glitters is gold, right? I think you've developed some sort of awareness within yourself that, hey, man, like I love myself and I see myself in everyone. You could be pushing a shopping cart and I still see the same respect and worth within that person as I do when I'm maybe driving a Ferrari. It's like no matter anybody's social class, you look at them the same. You look at nobody differently. And you broke some sort of generational type trauma where maybe narcissism or you just care about the material things. You broke that pattern in your family. So let's see. In what ways has my pile of ones, oh gosh, changed? And how are people seeing them? How has my pile, three, sorry, maybe you were attracted to three. So we have nourish the sacred feminine. Yeah, this is all about getting out of your masculine energy and getting more into your receptive type energy, getting more into the nurturing, caring, being of service. There needs to be some sort of balance, right? This is balancing the masculine and the feminine energy. When the masculine is out of balance, we have like toxic masculinity where we are in our pride, in our ego, in our, it's almost like devil energy in tarot, where it's very materialistic, very, yeah, see the distraction of shiny things. Exactly. Fool's gold, where you get distracted by the material world. Now you've changed this. You've changed this within your family dynamic, and you've dropped out of your ego and into your divine feminine, into more being receptive and empathy and caring and being of service and nurturing to others. And you're there for people, and maybe people in your family, they looked at you funny because you're the first one to do it. You broke that generational curse. I'm hearing like a narcissistic mother. Let me know if that resonates, but you've broken out of some sort of molding that your parents tried to like project that you are just like me. And you broke out of that, and you are introducing empathy. You're introducing this sacred feminine within your family, into your family line, and it's breaking some sort of generational pattern. And you don't get distracted by shiny things. You realize that there's more important things in life than, owning the best of something, because you realize that not all that glitters is gold, right? What's the price to pay for the new and the best thing, right? Okay, so let's see, how else has pile number 3 changed, and how are people viewing you? People are viewing you as definitely different. Look at what popped out. What did I say? Devil energy, toxic, I know it's Capricorn, but like narcissism, toxic, materialistic, egocentric type energy. You broke out of this pattern. You broke out of that pattern of being selfish. People that are selfish, me, 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 all I care about is me and what I can get. I don't care who I hurt. I don't care who's in my way. You broke out of that pattern. You broke this generational curse. Wow, that's beautiful, pile 3. You have dropped more in. Yeah, you've learned. You have observed these patterns within your family. You looked over at this type of behavior and you're like, no, 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 no. We need to alchemize this. We need to heal this. This is not okay. Temperance. You tempered this type of behavior. You've healed that type of behavior. You had patience and you've observed what was going on around you, and you said, no, this ends with me. You've realized what that type of behavior and you've realized how it was affecting others and how it was hurting others around you. 3 of Swords. And then we've got the 10 of Pentacles here. Generational. This was generational heartbreak. Who can stomp over who to get what? And you've observed this and you're like, no, 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 no. We got to heal that. Sagittarius energy, Capricorn energy, Cancer energy. You said, yeah, that pattern stops with me. Yes, look, and you walked away from it. You probably had to walk away from family members. You've had to walk away from cousins, friendships, other people, to go off and start your own new beginning, to go off and start your own legacy. You went off and started healing. You put an end to any mind game, Scorpio energy. You put an end to any feelings of entrapment. Having people stomp all over you and put you in fear. You put an end to that. You transform that. And now you're starting your own legacy. You're starting your own way of doing things. You have more empathy. You're in service of others. Like, how can I help you? It's not what can I take from you? It's how can I help you? How can I be of service? I see myself within you. And you even have members of your own family looking at you like, wow, judgment. People from your family could be judging you as well for having discipline, for having honor, to move forward. We have a lot of major arcana here too. To move forward with your life, to create new patterns. You called judgment on this type of behavior. And you were meant to be the one to do it. You were meant to be the generational curse breaker. And this is how people are seeing your change. You're manifesting new. You're manifesting new perspectives. Wow, lots of major arcana. We have Taurus, Virgo energy. Sagittarius again, Aries with the Fool at the bottom of the deck here. Yeah, you're manifesting a new perspective, a new way of doing things, a new way of seeing things. And people are recognizing you for this. And that's how you've changed. You've changed past regrets, past pains. You've changed these endings and these backstabbing betrayals and people that backstab just to get what they want. You're ending all of that and you're moving on to better things. You've alchemized it, you've healed it, or you're healing it, and you're showing people what empathy really is. Like, people are looking up to you with this Page of Wands. Look, you stand in integrity. You stand in character, justice. You stay balanced, right? Where's that? Balance. Everything needs balance. Balance equal give and take. You've learned how to do that. It's not just take, 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 me. Hidden motives, right? Well, my pile number threes, that is all I have for you. If it resonated, please leave a comment down below. I love to hear about all your thoughts and comments on these readings. Also, please hit the like button and subscribe, and I will see you at the next reading. Bye!